WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
Hello. My excitement going into this weekend was not my excitement coming out of the weekend.
Yeah.
But of all the teams that I really feel bad for, it's FAU.
Yeah, it was a crusher.
It just, I mean, the air that sucked out of your team, your fans, anybody watching that game
Mm-hmm.
is just
Yeah, it's brutal.
it's
Like
brutal.
I was you lead the whole way. I was on the air doing Tapped Out at the time. And you know, we're like joking, like, where's the parade in Boca? How are they doing that? And then dagger.
Yeah.
And it was funny because my producer, because I was watching on ESPN Plus or CBS Plus, whatever the hell it was on.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever was producing for me in Chicago was ahead of me. They must have been just watching it on TV. So they just put in the chat, "Oh no!" And I was just like, "Oh, pain is about to happen here in 15 seconds."
Oh, so somebody got you like you get us.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew something bad was going to happen because oh no, I was like, well, what would have happened?
My thing is that they let them go down the court willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, oh boy, they're going to get a shot off. Because I thought with that much little time left, I thought it was going to be like a half court hurl.
Yeah.
And they got all the way.
Great shot.
Right.
Great shot. I know we sat here, we were reminiscing, we were figuring, hey, maybe we're going to have an all South Florida final. And now there will be a 0.0 rating tonight down in this town because nobody's going to want anything to do with college basketball.
It's very true.
We're like, nobody is going to watch tonight.
I actually don't know who's in the final now.
I don't care.
Yep.
I mean, you think I'm going to spend a second watching UConn versus San Diego State? No, I'm out of here.
I had much more attention on the women's final, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, like that Caitlin Clark is amazing.
Yeah.
But in college basketball, there's probably 3 teams that are just bigger than everybody. That's South Carolina, LSU, and usually it's UConn. And they're just
you're referring to women's, yes?
Women's, yeah. Or maybe Stanford, but LSU and South Carolina, they got some big girls,
of course.
That just and all they do is bat the ball around and get a bunch of
fun games. Like you put up 100+ points in a women's game. Like they were lighting it up from downtown. It was fun.
Side note: you never hear me say this, but I'm gonna say this: the officiating ruined that game, and I'm not talking about just for Iowa, for LSU too. Because within the first 10 minutes of the game, there was 5 people with 2 fouls. With 3 one team, 2 on the other.
See them.
And
no one's there to see
right. Them. But like, think about this. Caitlin Clark had 30 points. It was in foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like foul trouble. Like, come on. So LSU had players too that were in foul trouble. And they had some girl that came off the bench that didn't even play the last 3 games, and she went 5 for 5 from 3. And I'm like, holy smokes. So LSU deserved it. But I just wish that we weren't having the conversations about, like, I very rarely say that.
Mm-hmm.
And the officiating.
You're talking about the
officiating.
The officiating, or you're talking about the Angel Reese?
The officiating. Like the Angel. Listen, folks, I'm going to tell you like this. It's sports. There's trash talk in sports. Get over it. You're not a part of it, so you think everything is offensive. That's not offensive. That's just talking trash. That's just like, the most insulting thing to me is telling somebody they're too small. So if you can get away with that, right, then that's nothing. But to say I got a ring and you don't, that's part of it. That's part of it.
I'm with you, dude. I've never seen so much.
It's people that don't play, right? That aren't in that environment, trying to tell others what's offensive and what's not.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's ridiculous. Like, guess what? I never talk trash on a football field.
Just now in life to us
I
and
didn't.
our body fat.
Yeah. I never talk trash. Right?
Mhm.
But I got trash talk to me. I didn't cry and get offended. Oh no, he called me slow.
I do find it amazing that the people on Twitter are more offended by Angel Reese than Caitlin Clark is.
Right.
Like
but that's what I'm saying.
That's what's wild. To
That's
me.
what
It's
I'm
like,
saying.
strange.
How can you guys be so outraged having to protect Caitlin Clark like she can't handle it when Caitlin Clark was out here dismissing South Carolina? She went like this she Ben Simmons somebody
Right.
in the Final Four. Like, go ahead, you ain't shooting.
Right.
You don't think she can handle a little bit of somebody pointing to a ring finger for 2 seconds?
That's the nature of sport. Like, as long as it's done in fun and what trash, it's all good. It's all good. Here, I used to have a saying. I used to turn on the TV and people used to tell me what was offensive to me as a black man. The odd thing about it is all the people telling me what's offensive to black people were white. And I would always say, hey, white people, don't tell me what's offensive to me. Why don't you ask? Right? But that's the soapbox these people want to stand on. It's all outsiders looking into a situation and considering it low-hanging fruit. Oh, that's disrespect. Yes, it's disrespectful. That's the point. Nobody said anything like you said when Caitlin Clark shooed South Carolina.
That was amazing. That was way more disrespectful.
That was
way more disrespectful.
Right.
Shooing? God,
Right.
you ain't doing
So-
nothing.
So I ask
She
you
didn't
this.
shoot though. She
So-
was right.
She was
Wait,
right. Yeah, she
so
was
I
right.
ask you this.
Mhm.
Did they have a problem? Because,
Because Angel Reese is black?
yeah.
Bruh. I mean, that's what Angel Reese said. She goes, I'm going to be unapologetic for the people that that look like me.
Right.
You know?
But that
But
in
yes, the
itself-
reaction
Right.
from Twitter, a lot of white folks on Twitter
Right.
are going to be like,
Right.
our baby Caitlin, who is a badass, doesn't need your protection.
And who shooed somebody 2 nights ago. Like, get over it.
I
Oh.
will say that LSU,
Hey.
look at their coach. She is a show pony.
Wait,
Yeah.
you didn't see where she was dressed like a
looked like a
flamingo?
Oh, for sure.
A
Yeah.
flamingo.
Liberace.
Wait,
dude.
the flamingo. She had fur. It's 700 degrees in there. She's wearing pink fur.
That's going to be a hell of a party down in Baton Rouge for that one, right?
Whew. Well, here's the deal. It ain't going to New Orleans. It's just going to be there. So that'll, but yeah, first national championship. They earned it. They were really good. Just they were really good. The thing about like that game and the women's game, like if you have a big team, you may not always win, but you're gonna get a lot of opportunities because they just bat the rebound around and shoot again.
Yeah, that was the frustrating thing about the Canes game, man.
The frustrating thing about
that
hold on.
was killer. The layups.
FAU, you got a 7-footer, and he's awkward around the rim. Like, oh my god, I'm like, dude.
But like, how many layups did the Canes miss?
A lot.
A gazillion.
Right, a
Like,
gazillion. It's one of those things where here's what you say going in before the game. UConn is probably more talented, but we've said that before with the University of Miami. It's the way they play and how they do things. They don't make mistakes. They turn the ball over. They press and they take advantage of their
I
opportunities.
still thought they were going to come back. Like
when
really
they when they start
They
missing
got-
like layups and nobody could make a 3, I'm like, because that's their strength. And if you're not good at doing the thing you do best on any given night, you can get beat.
I got to ask a question though, and this is very serious. How do we not have backup shoes on the bench in a stadium? What the hell is that?
Backup shoes.
Nigel Pack's shoes broke, and they had, all respect, the most unathletic manager. The dude looked like Mahoney and Dynamite, and he had to haul ass to try and find a pair of shoes for Nigel Pack. He comes back, they're too big, so then they got to send a more athletic-looking manager who can hum it a little bit more because this dude was running like an ostrich the first time around. How is that possible in the biggest Leroy?
Wait,
In the biggest
on.
game in school history.
Hold on.
How is
Hold
it
on.
possible we don't have a pair of sneakers on
And-
back on standby?
And in fairness to everybody involved, every player usually has a couple of pair of shoes in their locker for different reasons,
It's
right?
in a football stadium.
Huh?
It's in a football stadium.
So it's a long run.
Yes.
But
Why isn't that on the bench?
because you don't plan for your shoes to blow.
Doesn't matter. I need plan. There needs to be a guy who's obsessive about this stuff that needs to plan Nigel Pack's shoes are gonna break. And that guy, I mean, I did feel bad for him. He looked really stressed out. I think he came back with the wrong size.
Oh, God.
But they don't. No, usually
He must have looked at the UK size.
you make them smaller. You idiot.
Whatever.
And the UK size is like 43 and 50.
What is that? What like the UK's?
Wait,
that big.
you know what I hate?
Everything's
I hate-
different over there.
I hate
dude.
buying shoes, and they're from England, right? And they go 46s fit just like 10 and a halves, but they don't. They're not the same. They're like closest to. So if you order some shoes from over there, you might get like a half a size too big because they don't go exactly on your size.
Yep.
Yeah, man, you don't play here. Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
You don't plan for a shoe to blow out. Now, I have always done this. If I'm going and the surface is supposed to be wet, say I'm playing on turf, I will always have them bring an additional pair of shoes to the sideline. Because if I start slipping in my basketball shoes, then I can just go to the turf.
I just think that in that scenario, okay,
who thinks they're gonna wear out of basketball shoes?
Dude!
Nobody does.
it's the biggest game ever. You need to equipment manager needs to be head on a swivel.
Are you kind of playing the result here?
Yes. Did you see him run?
Lee Tobin would not be looking at the score.
Nigel
But
Pack is just sitting on the sideline. I
Wait.
need him in there.
Wait.
We should have said Nigel Pack.
Hey.
We should have said him. at this
Marcos, only Tobin. While the game is going on and everybody's sulking more and more into misery because UConn is putting it on to you, right? Only him. Only Tobin would look up and say, look at that manager running. We don't have a chance.
Nah,
He
this,
runs like Napoleon Dynamite.
this is a controversy, dude.
All respect to that kid. Nice try.
All respect.
Nice try, but need to get somebody a little. I need like somebody with the speed of Duke Johnson who can get after it.
Dude, Johnson.
I don't know. Random Kane reference. All-time leading rusher.
Yeah.
I got.
Which is weird because he wasn't the best running back.
I know.
Right.
Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here. You guys can text show at 305-567-0560. Text writes in, Adidas has got some explaining to do. No extra shoes, the F.
They have several.
It's an inside job, dude.
Dude, they have several pairs of shoes. You don't bring an extra pair of shoes to the game,
I feel
to the field.
The fix
I bet
was
you.
in,
Let me tell you
man.
something right now, dude. Telling you right. Anytime they play in a football stadium again, whenever that is, I'm telling you, Coach L's going to have extra shoes for everybody in that bucket.
Usually, to be honest, I know in football,
Mhm.
there's like a big box with like little shoe things, and they'll close it and roll that out to the field in a football game. But it's not every player. Like some guys just know what they want. They do it in pregame. I used to always, depending on the conditions, would bring an additional pair of shoes out there. But yeah, like basketball, you're not thinking, I better bring an extra pair of shoes in case one of these blow out. You're wearing the wrong shoes then.
Dude.
You're wearing the wrong shoes.
That's why I'm saying Adidas has some explain to do.
I guess.
Hey, Adidas, don't lose.
Don't lose.
Well, I guess you kind of did already. But the point is, dude, I showed you the video of that kid, though. Wow.
Dude, can I just say something?
I felt bad for him.
For that kid being around athletes every single day, he didn't pick up nothing.
Nope.
He was running like I cooked you a delicious bass. Right? He looked just like Napoleon Dynamite.
Sergey Bob Overovsky says nobody else wears the same size. I don't know. I don't know what size he wears.
You don't share shoes.
Usually, shoes are a very big deal for a basketball player. Obviously,
You don't share shoes.
If there's a bench player that wears the same
Well,
size,
I know that one school that was sharing helmets. That's kind of weird too. But no, dude, you don't share shoes. Like when I would get Harold, my roommate when I was in Minnesota, I would let him order shoes and I would get them, but they would be his. I wouldn't give him my shoes. No.
Another guy says,
Except for Marco's brother. Next time I get a pair that don't.
Canes missed Canes missed 14 layups. Each one was a knife to my liver. Yikes. Very frustrating.
Yeah. No, that was probably all that whiskey you was drinking, buddy.
Probably.
I'm trying to think. What was I doing Saturday? So
still, can we just say though, still an awesome season.
FAU and Miami. Like, I'm disappointed and frustrated, especially FAU, man. I feel for you. I've been there. It hurts, right? And we're commenting on.
Let's relive your pain. What's that like? You're going to a championship. You are going to a championship, and then you're not.
Yeah. Well, because you have to understand, before that, like last drive, right? We all stood in the huddle say, we get down and get any points, it's over. And so everybody was on point. Boom, 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 boom. We go all the way down, get to like the 20, 22-yard line. And we could have went for it.
You're right, dude. I get you.
I had a little Crowder.
It's getting choked up.
And so we like, nope, let's kick the field goal, go up 2 scores. Missed. They go down. A whole bunch of plays happen. They score. And then we go in overtime and lose. And so yeah, I've been there before. I've been there at Michigan where we were playing the University of Miami. Or let me start this. The game before we played Notre Dame. So, by the way, our 3 warm-up games for the Big Ten season were Notre Dame, University of Miami, UCLA. So, we played Notre Dame. We lost 17-19. Our field goal kicker missed a 43-yarder at the end of the game. Time expires. The very next week, right, we're up 30-14 with 5 minutes left to go in the game. And Steve Walsh, damn you. Cleveland Gary, damn you. Michael Irving, damn you. They come back and win 31-30. And we never lost another game. So while we sitting here and like it's sports. It's sports. Like all you can do if you've experienced it, which I have, is just sympathize and understand that, in sports, unlike any other thing, that might be your only chance. I mean, ask Dan Marino. Right? We thought we were going to go right back.
Schmuthan says, John Ruiz should have thrown him shoes from the stands. John Ruiz has to be thinking of himself, all this NIL money, and this is what we come down to, a pair of shoes. Obviously, it's not all it came down to. I mean, listen, they got worked.
Keep in mind, he was struggling too because everybody was so tall on the other side.
It was. I mean,
he's 6 foot.
Dude, I felt bad for Omir. Omir's like usually a rebounding machine.
Trees.
Just trees around him.
Well, you know what? What happened to them was the same thing that happened with LSU and the University of Miami women's team. They just you watch and you go, wow, they're small.
Yep.
and it happens. It happens, but
yeah, you'd have to you got to light it up if you're gonna.
Right, you do, and they weren't making any threes. But I would say this, the sports down here, especially the basketball and the men and women's of the U and what FAU did was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Now, if you haven't really been paying attention, Coach L's been doing this for a minute down here.
When Coach L got the goosies, sad goosies though, sad goosies. It's a thing. It's a thing. In emotional moments,
the only sad goosies I know are the ones that, had a unfortunate run-in with a car or something.
No, dude. Sad Goosey's was when he brings off the court, like his stars. He has Omir and he has Wong, and I think it was Miller. I think they were all there. They were like in this little huddle, and he's like hugging them, and he's saying some wise Coach L stuff.
Thank you.
You got that hug.
You guys have done
that gave me the Goosies.
Yeah.
They know they lost.
By the way, Coach L's not short.
No.
Because I'm looking at like Wong is 6'4".
Yep.
So, but yeah, look, it was fun to watch. It was fun to experience it. It's fun like watching Coach L just in action, but Connecticut was a better team.
Jules says J-Fig knows all about Sad Goosies. Oh yeah.
J-Fig's a murderer.
So yeah, I'm it was unfortunate. I think even when you aren't a all season fan of FAU, right? I mean, I can't imagine what Fonz was doing. He was at work. Right?
Was he?
I just like in this sports, man. It's sports. We have stories.
I thought they had it. I really did.
So did I.
I thought they had it.
I was like, man, they're gonna really do this. And
I don't even like it. It felt like a bad joke. I was like,
right,
man, that's how it ends.
Well, I was shocked that he got that good of a shot.
It was a great shot.
Yeah,
it was a great shot. But still, I'm just like, what pain? Just that all the and look, maybe they'll be back. I don't know, but that feels like that's the thing with March Madness. It feels like that some of these kids it's done. Some of these kids are moving on. Like that's the thing that makes that stuff special. Where they are at their careers, all that stuff.
It's just it's a college experience. I think that
I'm not watching tonight though.
No, you're not.
No way, dude. I'm not watching that. I don't want to see anybody else happy. It's enough of that already,
dude. Could you imagine living your life like that? I don't want to see anybody else happy. There's people who walk the face of earth like that.
There's nobody who's watching. I guarantee there's not a Kane nor an Owls fan who can watch.
I'll watch it. I won't make it priority.
But you have sports zen that I don't have. Like you're like, oh, but it's a championship. Oh, you gotta appreciate greatness. And I'm like, no, I don't. You don't have to appreciate anything.
I just love watching sports, man. Like you ever flick through the channels and you get to all the ESPNs,
dude,
and then something odd is on, and you go, "I'll bite."
I did that yesterday.
Right? Like
I watched. This is embarrassing. John McEnroe versus Andre Agassi pickleball. Hard Rock.
Wait, I'm like, so I stopped.
Let me tell you something about McEnroe. He is a showman.
Here, can I just say this? I was watching this, and I'm like, why aren't they hitting it very hard? And they explained why you don't, right?
Fastest growing sport in America, they say.
But really? Can I just tell you what pickleball is? Pickleball is a sport designed for lazy tennis players.
I was just thinking that. Is it not lazy tennis?
It's lazy tennis.
You don't,
because all year is it's like here, it's a human-sized ping pong table.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because they don't it's not like tennis where you put spin on the ball and you work them back and forth. No, it's
like a social thing. Like it's
right!
everybody can do it. It's fun.
Lazy tennis. So
it's lazy tennis. Too.
Yeah.
Let's just say something though. Like if Leroy would have seen Andre Agassi, he was a Marlins reliever, he would have gotten the business.
What now?
Andre Agassi, if he was a Marlins reliever, he would have gotten the business from Leroy.
No, listen. He's old. He's got to be 60 something, huh?
Agassi, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think Rackenrow's in this like 64. I think.
Did you just call him Rack and Row? Wait, Marcos, you got to listen.
No, I don't think I did. Did I say that?
No, that was definitely.
You got to hear
Rack and Roll.
Dude, I'm not Scooby-Doo. I did not say that. No, I didn't, dude. I'm not Scooby. I wouldn't have said that.
Marcos, listen to it. If you would have saw Rack and Roll.
Dave South says, you don't have to ban was right pickleball. You're hating on pickleball, dude.
I'm not hating on pickleball. I'm not hating on pickleball. But what is there anything I said that's wrong?
I mean,
They're not moving. Wait. It's a sport,
Mhm.
a televised sport.
Yep.
Nobody's sweating.
I don't know. Agassi looked like he was sweating by the end of it.
More like Grande Agassi.
He was. Yeah.
Here's a point, you rascal.
We call him a rascal.
Point for Marco.
It is lazy tennis, though, dude.
It's lazy tennis.
Yeah.
But whatever. People seem to love it.
Yeah.
Didn't like LeBron invest in pickleball or Kevin Durant?
Yeah,
like
a lot of stuff. It's
They got
definitely
team,
grown,
like
for
a
sure.
team, yeah.
Mm.
They're building pickleball courts. Like they're no longer, your community.
You know why they're building pickleball courts?
Hmm?
Because you can build 2 pickleball courts to 1
Mm,
tennis court.
That's true.
So more people can play.
No, my kid's local park has 4 pickleball courts. They
Look at
probably
that.
used to be tennis courts. But I never saw anybody playing tennis.
Yeah. I always felt like you had to know someone to get in there. Like you can't just walk
The only
in there.
person I know that plays tennis.
What does a pickleball look like? Is it plastic? Is
Hold
it
on,
like a
it's like-
tennis ball?
It
What is a
look-
pickleball like?
It's an actual pickle. That's
Because
why
it used to be
they-
racquetball was the thing, right? Like there's
Yeah.
still
Yeah, but racquetball, that ball's moving.
oh, it's humming.
Oh, it's humming.
It's
It's humming. You got to wear goggles and
I
stuff.
remember going to the one in Hollywood, the Hollywood LA Venice. I remember somebody just crashing right through the glass.
What?
I was like, whoa! They had to put up the caution tape.
I mean,
This
what
is
about the
like
guy?
I think he was fine. A couple cuts.
Jeez.
What is this? This is like a highlight ball. What is it? It has like
Yeah, it's
holes in
hard.
it.
It's hard. It doesn't bounce,
Mm.
right? And if you see them, like they swing and it goes, it just, like it doesn't move very fast.